He said, "Mom, this is for your safety. You will never have to worry again." His voice sounded warm, but his smile carried a shadow. I ignored it because that is what mothers do. We believe in our children even when truth whispers danger. Love without awareness becomes a leash, and silence becomes a cage. Weeks later, when the lawyer placed the real papers on the table, his wife broke down in tears because the woman they thought was too old to fight back had been quietly preparing her victory before we begin. Tap like if you believe strength is born from struggle. Comment reborn if you have ever had to rebuild yourself after betrayal. Subscribe for more stories where pain turns into power and silence becomes strength. Never underestimate a mother who has been betrayed. She does not seek revenge, she seeks redemption. He said it was just paperwork, a simple signature to keep things safe. I smiled because I trusted him. He was my son, my pride, my blood. I signed those papers thinking love would never lie, but hearts can be fooled by hope. A week later, I received an envelope. The house I built with my late husband was gone, transferred under my son's name, all for my safety. He said. I fell to my knees, whispering, no, not him. Not my own child, but tears cannot erase ink, and betrayal never sends warnings. Sometimes the ones you love most are the ones who teach you how to stand alone. I did not scream. I did not curse. I packed a small bag and walked out quietly. A few clothes, a cracked teacup, and my husband's picture. That was all I needed. I rented a small room above the old bakery. The paint was peeling, but the air smelled of new beginnings. I worked in a community kitchen, washing dishes, serving food, and listening to stories of pain and survival. Every tear became a seed, and from those seeds grew strength. One night, an old woman told me, "You lost your home, but maybe now you will find yourself." Those words became the foundation of my new life. I joined a women's group, learned about property rights and how to protect what is mine. I promised myself I will never sign my silence away again. When life takes away your comfort, it is teaching you how to build courage. Weeks passed before the lawyer called. He said something was wrong with the transfer. He asked me to come see him. When I walked in, my son was already there with his wife. He looked calm. She looked uneasy. He thought it was just a small formality, but truth was waiting on that table. The lawyer placed two folders side by side. One was genuine, one was forged. My signature twisted and copied. The wife gasped, her eyes wide with disbelief. The lawyer said, "This house legally belongs to Mrs. Hawley. Your manipulation ends here." Her tears fell. His face turned pale. My silence became my loudest statement. I looked at him and said, "You taught me never to trust love without honesty. Justice does not always come with noise. Sometimes it walks in quietly, holding proof." The court returned my home, but I did not return to it. I could not live where my soul had been betrayed. I donated it to an elderly foundation so those walls could shelter others. Instead, I found a small cottage near the hills. Sunlight streamed through open windows. Birds sang where lies once echoed. It was peace, not luxury, that I wanted. One night I wrote to my son, "You took my home to protect me, but I learned how to protect myself instead. And now I finally feel safe. Home is not a building. Home is a feeling built by courage and calm. When they strip away your possessions, they unknowingly reveal your power." Betrayal is not the end of your story. It is the chapter where you meet your strength. You do not need revenge. You need release, because peace is the only victory that lasts. If they take your home, build your heart. If they take your voice, speak. Through your actions, forgive, not because they deserve it, but because you deserve freedom. You are not what they stole. You are what you rebuild. When they close every door, remember you are the architect of new beginnings. Tell me in the comments, have you Ever had to rebuild yourself after someone broke your trust tap? Like, if you believe pain is just preparation for power, subscribe for more stories where heartbreak becomes healing and betrayal becomes wisdom. Share this story with someone who forgot how strong they are, because sometimes losing everything is how you finally find yourself.